still do the male or female thing even?
Yeah,
They do,
they
right?
do, yeah.
Yeah. I thought they did.
Yeah.
So that all being discussed, interesting little way in here. You guys ready for episode 14?
Yep. And we are live.
Okay. All right. So last episode, let's quickly review. So we went and met Grumsh, and as it turns out, Grumsh and a few of his lackeys, including Reginald and an unnamed crossbowman and his elvish bodyguard, to facilitate the deal of the carpet. Now, you guys ingeniously, and I hope you guys all gave yourself the 5 luck points, because you guys ingeniously pulled off, and it wasn't a guarantee, it wasn't a layup, it required rolls and thought processes. So great job to everybody. Ingeniously devised a way to make this rug seem magical. Now, the return of the quest, if you want to think about it in quest rewards, again, video game terms, it wasn't all that great up front. I think it was 5 gold pieces was given. That not really going to do too much.
Pretty shitty,
But,
actually.
yeah, it's shitty. It seems like I feel like Grumsh believes he pulled one on you guys,
He did.
not realizing he also got one pulled on him, right? And I believe, Derek, it was you saying maybe he'll respect the fact that he just got fucking hoodwinked, right, or something like if it happens later down the line. Now, for what we understand, Grumsh was saying potentially he's gonna sell this off to somebody else, and I would assume for much more than 5 gold pieces. Now, that's done. And the question now becomes, as was raised by several people, including Aljax, outside of the games, the question now becomes, what do we do about this coffin? We know what's in there, and as of right now, as far as we know, nobody else knows what's in there. So what do we do here, guys? Because there's a lot of ways this can go. We're kind of at an interesting point in the campaign here, where you can go a lot of different ways. You can sort of ignore this and just keep doing adventure-y things that might not be related to this, or we can pursue avenues for this coffin, or try to speak to somebody that might know. There's places we haven't gone in Daggerford, and there's a whole other world beyond Daggerford as well.
For the record, first, we have to be updated of what actually happened, because we weren't there, so we don't know.
Right, like in-game terms,
we don't know what Grumsh said about Fanar and about if the rug trick actually worked. So we have to be updated on that first, because then I have a tale I have to tell.
Okay, so why don't we start there? The guys who were in the trade, I believe, was Urzog, Bale, and was that it? Urzog and Bale.
I was hiding in the cart.
Oh yeah, and Rob in the cart. Otherwise, the rest of you guys are gonna have to be informed. So if you guys wouldn't mind, basically, I know I just did that as a narrator, but if you guys wouldn't mind discussing it as your characters, feel free to do so, and we'll take it from there. We'll let Aljax say his piece, whatever that may be. I have not been informed about what that is, so go ahead. If somebody wants to take the mantle of sort of here's what went down.
So just to clarify, we've ridden back with the cart to the Lady Luck Tavern, and we're together now. Okay.
Yeah, back in the tavern, the job is done, and now you're just going to inform those that were not part of the mission, direct mission. Sorry. Well, if anybody wants to take that,
I can start by asking. Okay, guys, what happened? Did our rug trick work?
Maybe fall to Urzog and Bale.
Oh, I think Bale, you're muted.
Yeah, to the two that were there.
Mm-hmm. Is he
and Rob hiding, of course.
Yeah, I didn't hear Bale.
Yeah, I think he's muted. I saw him trying to talk.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's fixing his...
Aladdin bought a rug. Aladdin.
Yeah, as opposed to Aladdin. Aladdin.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, because this might throw a little spin on your narrating, even Alex. What I've come up with. So we'll have to just see what.
Yeah, I've not been informed about Aljax's intentions here, so.
Are we ever truly informed?
And I'm not even having you on, as the Brits would say. I'm truly not informed.
Bale has some technical difficulties. It looks
Yeah, which is fine. No big deal.
We did hear him before, did we not? Or did I imagine that?
Yeah, he was talking.
Oh, you didn't imagine that. That did happen.
Just tell them the story.
Herzog?
Yeah, maybe Herzog, you take it while
Talked
Bale's-
too much.
He was there, so he knows what happened.
Herzog has not talked too much. Nobody's talked too much. Anybody? I don't know what's going on. Mark did the talking. Okay, he wrote.
Yes. So Aljax, Dragonlord, and everyone else in this crew, we met Grumsh and his elf friend out the outskirts of town, and we traded him the rug and did all the trickery and magics, and he fell for it. He also seemed maybe a little bit disturbed by said rug. He was a little bit put off by the whispers.
Good.
Yes, but he took the rug and everything seemed good. There was, as we already knew, Reginald hiding in the woods or in the darkness. There was a crossbowman who we do not know, and his elf friend. Everything seemed to went off without a hook, and I believe without a hitch. And if I remember correctly, if my old orcish brain recalls correctly, he was. I think he said this would not be the last we see of him, but not in a threatening way. More like in a partnership was formed with Bale and the seedy underworld way. That was pretty much it. There was nothing. It honestly, it seemed to go. It seemed to go pretty. It was a little bit scary, but he believed it. Nobody had to shed blood or draw a sword. All went well.
So he took the rug
He believes
as his possession for as our reward back to him.
Yeah, he took the rug.
Okay. Did he say anything about Fanar?
Did we ask him about Fanar? Is the better question. I can't
As he
recall.
walked away.
Oh yes, we yelled at him as he walked away. I can't remember what he told us
Yeah,
though.
so he said that Fanar is alive and well, but acting
Strange, right?
Yeah, strangely and clamping down on things, acting a fool.
Act a fool.
Which when Bale's here brings me to my tale I must relay.
One thing though, that from the wagon, and when Grumsh's crew was walking back, the crossbowman was wearing the same armor as the guards. So I think we need to be careful that even though Grumsh may be an ally at this point, all those in his ranks may not be aligned with Grumsh.
Okay.
Whoever this pseudo Fanar is.
It's a very great possibility. I also
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yep.
you.
Okay, is there any echo?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, cool. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
When I was running the test, there was an echo.
I think
okay.
that's a very good point, but I do believe, just don't forget that if we remember back to G Swallows, Gary Swallows, and other folks, it seemed more along the lines of people weren't agreeing with Fanar or weren't necessarily aligned with Fanar, and there was more a coup going on there than it is the other way around. But it's definitely something to think about, that Grumsh might be in Fanar or whoever Fanar is pocket.
Fair point as well. So you're suggesting perhaps that the crossbowman could be just like getting something extra on the side and doesn't really care about Fanar in general. That's what you're suggesting, Sean?
Gary Swallows, Gary Swallows, if I remember correctly, that conversation many, many moons ago that we had with Gary Swallows in the tavern, I'm pretty sure he wasn't like...
Go ahead and say Gary Swallows one more time.
Gary Swallows. I'm pretty sure... If my memory serves correctly, he didn't say like he was alone on this. Like, I'm pretty sure he was like, many people in the captain's guard are like questioning what the hell's going on. What we don't know is what's going on. Was that Fanar or not Fanar already? Was Fanar already dead at that point? We don't know that per se.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, so it's just something to remember that there was somewhat of a, not necessarily a coup, but there were people in Fanar's group, his troop, so to speak, that were not in alliance with him.
Right.
Right.
Which now brings me to my fantastic tale. I wasn't sure about this tale until I heard about Fanar maybe acting strange. Now, there's a tale of an invasion of the body snatchers. Now, I always thought it was folklore, but with him saying that Fanar was alive and well when we know we have his body, there's this race of beings that travel from realm to realm, planeswalkers if you prefer, and their whole goal is to take over all the leading government officials from places and replace them with their own kind. And their whole purpose is then to get the masses to fall in line, so it's easier for them to travel from plane to plane in hopes to rule the entire universe. Now, these body snatchers, they make duplicates of the people they take, and there's husks that they have in pods. Now, with every husk, there is a possession from the person that they switch, a doppelganger. And if you destroy the doppelganger, it will destroy the person. But if you can destroy the husk, the life essence returns back to the person that is still alive. So there's only two ways to tell these doppelgangers apart. There's a small circle or mark on the back of their neck. And the only other way to tell is if you can spy on a group of them, they talk in this strange language amongst them. And that's the only two ways that you can tell them apart. Other than that, you don't know if you're talking with a real person or a doppelganger unless you can find that circular mark on the back of their neck. Like I said, if you destroy them, you destroy the person will die that they've replaced, unless you just destroy the pod, and then their life essence will flow back to the person in the coffin or wherever they have them. So that's I thought it was folklore, but judging by what we've heard lately, it sounds like these might be those planeswalkers trying to infiltrate our realm, and that's my fantastic tale.
That's a very good tale. Is the circle on the neck only of the doppelganger, or is it?
It's only on the doppelganger. I don't know if that's where if there was a pod that they grew from, and that's where it's detached from and made this little tiny mark.
So there's no. Is there no
mark? So they make sure it's well concealed, whether by hair or by garment or something.
And if we
go ahead, Herzog.
I was going to say, if we have the corpse of Fanar, there's no way to tell on the corpse that he's been body snatched.
No.
Okay.
No, any body you come across, you have no idea unless you can find the husk, and it will be a possession of that person that will identify which husk goes to which person. Other than that, yeah, we have no idea where these husks are, but they should be in this. They should be in this realm. I don't think they're outside on a different plane.
So the husks, is that what they're wearing?
So
What's that?
So by husks, do you mean like that's what they're wearing, like the skin of the person?
No, the husk is what they've grown. They've grown themselves.
Oh, okay, so it's like okay.
Yeah, it's like a pod.
Do they have to return to that at a certain interval?
That's not known if they have to or not. But I know the life essence of the person that they've replaced is in that husk. So if you destroy the husk, you destroy the doppelganger, but not the person. But if you destroy the doppelganger, you do destroy the person, because then that life essence is gone. So it's a fantastic tale. I know. I thought this was folklore, but with what we've heard from Gary Swallows about he first thought he had suspicions about Fanar, maybe he was already placed then. And now with what Grump said about he's been acting very strange lately, it just makes me wonder if maybe this might be some truth to this tale. And now we have to decide what we're going to do with this coffin, We can't keep lugging it around town.
So can you clarify, in the realm of your understanding of this tale, and
Yeah.
I'm just speaking as a narrator here, can you clarify what precisely the body could be then? Is the body the remnant leftovers and the doppelgangers out walking around? So in
Yeah.
that case, if you destroyed the body, what would happen?
Well, if you
Theoretically.
destroy the body, that person just dies.
Does the doppelganger die though?
No, not until the husk is destroyed. You can destroy the,
Oh,
the
so
doppelganger itself.
so are
but
you
then
saying
that
there's three pieces to this then?
Yeah.
There's the body of the person, the husk that was created, and then the doppelganger itself.
Right, yeah. The
Okay.
husk, destroying the husk is the only way to destroy the doppelganger and not the person that they've replaced.
Hmm. And what happens if you were to destroy the doppelganger
It'll
without
destroy-
destroying the husk?
It destroys the. Well, yeah, it'll pretty much destroy everything, and then that
Oh.
person is lost.
Oh, okay. Is there any way that you could tell, like by a magical or spiritual study, that this person might be part of this like symbiosis, or
I guess if you could tell a planes traveler, I suppose, if there is some sort of it's magic beyond my understanding, but I suppose there could be a way to tell at a higher learning level if you're
Okay.
talking with a person of this realm or not.
It's rather odd. It's rather odd that we dealt with traveling in realms between the vampire and the druids. It
Yeah,
works up.
exactly.
It aligns pretty well with your stories. And if it's not the actual story, I'll be impressed. But it's pretty spot. The only question that remains is when we opened the coffin, it seemed like a life. I don't know why I'm talking in a completely different accent. My apologies.
Well, we're
It seemed like a life force or something left the coffin. We still don't know what that was, which doesn't line up with that story, unless the coffin is the husk. But I doubt that's the case.
Well, unless the life force was just returning to the husk. Maybe there's some part of that tale that we do not know fully.
Well, if it is the husk, can't we just look at the neck?
No,
Well,
the life force
No.
left to go to the doppelganger.
Oh,
The actual body doesn't have any marks.
that's what I'm
What is-
saying.
do you
I was
know,
gonna say we-
what does the husk look like? Like, how would we identify a husk?
That's a good question. It
But
looks
isn't it like if he's
uh,
trying to be Fanar, wouldn't it look like Fanar?
What?
Right?
Well,
The
that's
husk.
what the doppelganger.
Is that what
No.
it is?
No, the husk is like a pod.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I don't mean
No, but
that.
either way, the doppelganger then though, like
Huh?
Sounds like a cocoon. The husk
Wait,
sounds
The
like
husk is like a cocoon
Just
that
picture a
grows.
berry bush.
Like a ball of straw.
It's like a ball of straw. The husk is like a ball of straw, and it creates the
It just
doppelganger.
holds the life essence of the person that they've
Yeah,
replaced. That's
exactly.
all it is. Once the doppelganger is growing, the husk is just there to keep the other body part alive. The doppelgangers grow from the husk, but you don't know what the husk is until, like I said, unless you found like some belonging of the person that they're replacing. Then you would know which doppelganger belongs to which husk.
And as far as our magical capabilities or understanding goes, if we were to, just for example, if we found a room of 3 husks,
Right.
would we even be able to know what life essence is held within?
Only
Probably
if
not,
we-
eh?
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't be able to tell if the doppelganger has already been replaced or if they were still there. And then only
Intriguing.
by whatever possessions that the husk, because all husks have to have possession of who they're gonna replace. That's how it works. Whatever was dear to the person in life, that's the essence that's needed for the doppelganger to switch. And
So
then
as
go
you
to the
guys are-
husk and then they just-
So as you guys are having this discussion, there comes a rap at the door in the hallway.
enter.
Room service.
Anybody ordered room service?
Not that I remember.
So I'll go to the door and like open it just a crack with my foot, kind of holding the door closed in case they were to open it more. So I just open it and look down. What do I see?
you see Reginald Harfellow looking fairly weary in a green cloak, a hood. It's a fairly darkened hallway. The lights that were on previous when you were first here and when you left have been snuffed since. Presumably, it's quite late in the night at this point. But you see Reginald Harfellow for what you've been able to make out from the door you've opened at this point.
So I'll just say, Reginald, what'll it be tonight?
If you could just let me in, I'd much appreciated. It's a very interesting conversation you're having, and
he seems to swallow and not finish his sentence.
All right, I grab him and bring him in and close the door.
So hold on. As you open the door and grab Reginald, a hand crossbow goes to the side of your face from the left side from the darkness. Easy now. And then it's revealed, steps out of the left. It's Keller with the hand crossbow to Sal's head now, and presumably he has put Reginald up to this because Reginald scampers off running away now, and it's just Keller with a hand crossbow to Sal forehead.
All right, Keller, you got me.
That I did, and it wasn't that hard now, was it? Halfling, he's such a charming one, isn't he? It's a mighty interesting story you're telling in there. I'd be cautious though if I were you. The things he's seen around here aren't even half of what's going on. So before you get all caught up in something you can't survive, you best get the hell out of Daggerford now, if you know what's good for you. And he presses the top of the crossbow, the like pistol-sized hand crossbow, to your head a little deeper. The arrow tip is not pointing in; it's just the top of it, the wood like on the top pressing in. He could bring the arrow and maybe like puncture your skin if you want to, but it's already loaded and locked in. And one hand pistol, and again, he's in the darkness, but you can clearly see it's him. Sal, you're kind of looking, Sal. You kind of went out to grab Reginald, and then at that point the crossbow came, so you're kind of like caught in mid.
So is this
like,
in the hallway? Like, can the people in the room see this?
Well, they can see your body. They can see you. They can see you like leaning out of the door, and you're talking to somebody, but they can't see what is happening to your face and head or whatever because it's shaded by the door, as far as they are aware. So it looks like you just reached out or leaned over to whisper to somebody in a way, but it's Keller with the hand crossbow to the left of your temple. So he said, it's quite an interesting story you're telling. I'd get out of here if I were you, though, because he was saying that things aren't so easy for you all to understand, and he recommends you get out of Daggerford immediately before you don't end up surviving it.
So I just want to, if he's willing to talk, I'll say, Keller, do you want us to leave? Or are you being ordered to tell us to leave?
The very fact that you asked the question, Grey One, proves to me exactly what I need to know. It's that you don't know jack shit about nothing. Because if it was about what I wanted, I'd be damn king of this old place. I wouldn't be putting a crossbow to your head or a crossbow to the halfling back neither. It's not about what I want, it never was.
Okay, well,
so, I recommend, as a friendly gesture, that you pack up first light in the morning, never look back.
thank you for the suggestion and the concern for our safety.
You like to be a wise one when somebody has a crossbow to your head, do you? And he sort of presses it down in now. I could shoot and be gone before your friends even knew.
My life I'm not worried about, but I have a few friends inside that might have something to say about what you do.
They might. Or they might think a young Reginald there have done killed you. For all they know. Now, you don't think I thought this through. Believe me, I have. I'm coming to tell you now. You best stop your meddling. And you best leave the coffin. You best leave the wagon. You take what you can carry on your backs and you get out of here. And if anyone else in there needs a reminder, I can give them that too. I can leave your corpse in the hallway, if that's a good enough message.
Once again, thank you, Keller.
And he understands that he seems to have failed his intimidation check, if you will. All right, your funeral, but the message is delivered. And he fades off into the left of the hallway. And now it's up to you. Do you go after him? Do you turn back? Do you? But
I think I'll just turn back into the room and maybe touch my temple a little bit, see if there's any blood.
There is a spot of blood. Nothing serious by any stretch at all. Just a spot of blood.
And I'll just turn to everyone and just say, well, our friend Keller seems to want us gone out of Daggerford.
And you guys feel free to ask him, because you guys could hear talking. Like, it was done in whisper, so I didn't whisper myself, but done in a whisper, done in low voices. It was enough to hear something, some things, but you may want to press further, maybe see what Rob noticed, if anything. I can do rolls like after the fact, as may be required.
Sal, was it only one person you were talking to at the door?
As far as I can see, but for all I know, there was more down the hall.
So what are we to make of this group?
Keller, or whoever's in charge of Keller,
Of our situation, yeah.
yeah, wants us gone first thing in the morning from Daggerford. Says we don't understand what's going on, but
And what, did you have to say anything else?
not much.
Or
Just,
any reason for us to stick around Daggerford at this time?
I guess it depends if we want to find out what's going on.
Keller is no friend of mine.
You might still be able to catch up with him, Herzog, if you want, but I think I want to sleep.
I think we're all in need of that. Yeah.
Any final thoughts before rest?
So we're gonna leave the coffin.
No, we're definitely not. We're not leaving it. At least in
So
my-
what to do about it then? It's not
in my
exactly.
opinion. Well,
Kenny-
we leave
Keller-
Daggerford, we leave with the coffin. We're not leaving the coffin.
Or do we need the coffin, or do we just need the body?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, could we just like
Well, sure. I
Where-
mean,
Herzog can wear him as a scarf or something? I don't know. Yeah, do not pass go. Ace Ventura.
a
No.
skin suit, yeah. without skinning them.
Tricks, that might be the best idea I've heard all day. But
We could have the coffin instead.
before we have a nap, before we rest, can we think, why would Keller want us to leave town and leave the body here? That would assume that Keller, I mean, that means that Keller probably knows what's inside the coffin, right?
Yeah, he either could be a doppelganger or maybe in cahoots with them.
I think they're scared of us. I think they thought they were going to get rid of us by sending us on this.
To mention no return, but we returned.
Or yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, it seems like they tried to get rid of us already once with these goblins, and then now Grumsh. I don't know if Grumsh is involved directly or how this is all working, but I think they're scared of us and they want us to leave.
So maybe should we track down Keller, because he seems to know a lot of information.
If we could spy on him and get him alone, and pull the same trick that he just did on us, without his cronies all around.
And how precisely would you propose to do that?
Well, we'd have to be on the lookout for where his goings abouts, and then devise a scheme where we could get him alone. So maybe even
I'll have to talk to Reginald again.
set up a
Get
trap
his
with
info.
the coffin. But we'll take Fanner out of the coffin. I think that's a good idea. We'll leave the coffin, but we'll leave it empty.
Not a bad suggestion there by Trix, though, too.
No, I think that's it. I think we should take Fanar and either stash him somewhere and just
Could
leave
bury
the
him
coffin.
somewhere.
I may know of a place we could put the body.
In my backpack.
No, scarf.
So,
So let me just sort of narrate or recap here. So am I getting the sense that the group in general has no plans to leave Daggerford in the morning?
I don't think
Well-
anyone wants to leave. I don't think we want to be bullied out of here.
No, we
Has to
we
look like
leave
fake
on
leaving.
Our accord, not somebody else's.
Okay.
I do think we need to find safer accommodation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like the stashing the body. And Trix, you said something about talking to Reginald, right? That's what I heard.
Well, because maybe we could find out if he's ever alone, right? Like, Reginald would be the person who would know. You know, we can, like, sweet talk him a little bit and, like, trick him into telling us if he's ever alone and where that would be.
Well,
Yeah,
considering
that-
you put out that
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need.
crossbow point, right?
Reginald's strings seem pretty easily pulled, so
Yeah.
even if he doesn't have necessarily direct information,
He
I
might
mean-
have information of someone who has information, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
He clearly spends a lot of time around Grumsh. He clearly hears a lot of conversations.
You know what we could do? We could let Reginald purposely hear a conversation where we're going to go with the coffin somewhere and then have that set up as a trap. So then he would run to Keller and tell him that we're about to move, that we're leaving and taking the coffin with us. Knowing that we know that we're letting him actually know what we're planning, but he doesn't know that. So he would run to Keller and tell him that, hey, they're about to leave and they're taking that coffin with them. If you want to stop them, this is your only chance. And we could be
Ooh.
lying in wait.
oof, a little bait and switch.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but these things take time and effort to set up as well. Like if you were to want to set this up,
We'd
you'd
have
have
to
to
do
do
it
a
now.
lot of work now without rest.
Well, I mean, we don't have to set. I mean, we can rest before we go setting everything up here.
Unless something else pops off, because it'll be morning of the day where you're asked to leave already, right? You don't know. I don't know
True.
that.
And if we're going
I
to take the
saw-
body out of a coffin, like, maybe at night would be
Might
better.
need to be done now, yeah.
Yeah.
But the
So
question
I
is,
think what we should do is we should try to put the body in like some type of other container, like a chest or something.
Like some Tupperware.
Yeah, no, like a chest.
Give the
Very
old
large
Hitman
Tupperware.
47, just throw him in a fucking laundry bin.
Throw them in a bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Packing crate.
Or like a barrel or something.
Mhm.
Crush his limbs into a barrel, fuck. Wine cask, just
Yeah, body would certainly fit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But I think I do know a place that we could potentially stash it.
do go on.
Yes, continue, please.
So I only wanted to use it or check it in case of an emergency, and I think this qualifies. It may not even be usable, but the organization that I'm a part of, we have caches.
Ooh, it's
in,
actually going down right now? Okay.
So we have caches, storage locations where information can be stored, supplies can be stored. There should be one on the outskirts of town. We should be able to find it, and it should have ample space for us to store things, including a body.
But, Sal, is this a publicly known cache among the Greyskins? Like, is this information you are feeding to your organization?
This isn't just about grayskins. This is just as we heard the tale of the body snatchers, there are those of us, myself, Gal included, that oppose these forces.
And is it normal for these people to oppose them to stash dead corpses within these caches? Or is this something that might lead the wrong people in your direction? Because you seem like a pretty good, well-doing, hoity-toity peace on earth, fellow. And with your organization, do they seek that at any means, or would it raise red flags to have a dead corpse in said cache?
What I can tell you is that our intentions are pure. We oppose authority, we oppose absolute power, and we fight to protect those that are weak and do not have that power to wield. So, by whatever means necessary, we will fight evil and tyranny. And if that includes storing a body in a cache, then I'm on board.
So be it.
But was the original Captain Fanar actually mean and tyrannical? We'll never know.
From my account, Captain Fanar was well respected. He was a well respected leader, firm, but who wouldn't be in this type of area? The Fanar that we hear about now does not sound like the Fanar that we knew before.
So you're saying original Fanar would not have hung Gary Swallows for talking some shit?
Not for talking. Just he would have had to do something, grossly against the law.
Well, then it sounds like the tale's true then about the body snatchers. Then he's a doppelganger. This new Fanar. Okay.
He's a something.
But like I said, these caches, sometimes they're well maintained, sometimes they're not. Our organization, I've been away for 40 days. I don't know the state of affairs in this region.
Side narrative outside the game, I just got to give credit to Gal and Sal, because it took them. This was one of the things, you guys, outside the game. One of the things that I had asked them to do was design characters in such a way that they belonged previously to an operating entity in this region, and they took 14 episodes to ever reveal that. So I thought
there was a point where I think it was Fanar himself came out and like questioned us as being part of this organization.
Right,
which I thought was extremely forward.
Yeah. And so props again for holding the cards tight. You guys didn't reveal too much even just now, but this was a inside little request I had of their character creation process. So that's cool, guys. Thank you. So as we go, I'm sure you guys can reveal more of that or less or whatever's necessary. But anyway,
well, I guess we should ride to this place then, and dispose of the body there for now. Then we can let it leak however we want. That we're going to leave with the coffin.
So,
are we allowed to all ride to this place, or do you got to go solo? I feel like
no, we can all go, and it is possible that there's room enough for us to rest. Like I said, I haven't visited this cache in this region. It's for emergencies only. They can be incredibly well stocked, or they can be nothing more than a hole in the ground. But I think it's our best chance to leave Daggerford, or at least the immediate city of Daggerford, and possibly find a good I don't want to say bat cave, but I want to say bat cave. A good
dragon cave.
Yeah, it could be a good launching off point.
Well, I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions as to the nature of the organization, the anything like that? Rob, if you or Jesse, like, I have information on that as well. If you have need of me to fill in any gaps or questions or whatever, then I can do that. You guys did a nice.
Lost Bale?
Oh, Lost Bale.
Yeah. I think he's coming. We'll wait for him to come back. I'll take a sip.
I think if Jesse's comfortable here, she can give a little bit about our organization.
If you see the, I'm not trying to force your hands or anything, but I'm just saying if you need a little, like a narrative, a little bit of a narrative aid, I have materials as well. Don't need to feel like you have to give everything up, but
Okay, I'll just let them know that the organization we're part of. They may have heard of it. We are part of the Harpers. We don't typically reveal that. We feel comfortable enough with you all that we feel we should be allies in this.
Okay.
So just to clarify, so you guys are revealing yourself as Harper agents, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Harper?
And it's also, we should impress upon them that, like, we don't take this lightly, that we're bringing you in on this. We would like to remain clandestine, so it's not something that we want publicly discussed.
Understood.
Is it known? Sorry, I missed. Is it like the Harper's Guild or something like that? Like, what's it? Or is
It's
it
a
just the
faction.
Harpers?
It's a faction specific to the Sword Coast region.
So they just go by the name like the Harpers.
Yeah, just
Yeah, the
Harpers.
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 And I do have, like I said, I do have materials. If more information is needed, but that would have to be done in a way that, like, I don't know. Do you exactly carry pamphlets? No, you don't. So you're not gonna hand over the book of what this organization is, right? But
at a later date, if we need, we can find out
Yeah,
then.
I just think at this point we need all the help we can get, and
Right.
you've all showed that you can fight, you can think, and you have a good chance of helping restore order to this region. Worst case, I think together we're at least have a better chance of not dying.
yeah,
Right, yeah, as long as we stay
bare
together,
minimum.
yeah.
Oh, interesting revelation. I was wondering, if that would come to pass and when. And I was actually wondering what the reactions of the crew would be. Some of it appears a
I'm
little hesitant, a little
outside of the game, Rob. I have a question, just because I'm reading up on this faction
Yep.
a little bit,
Yep.
and how you've acted your character in the past. Does it have anything to do with this guild, this faction, I should say?
It does or doesn't.
Does it?
He's asking.
So what I can say is that I've tried to be true to these values, but obviously, like, I have to weigh the cost benefit of revealing myself versus dying versus, so it's more of a long game kind of thing.
I think it's more of a greater purpose, greater good situation where we want to serve a higher purpose, but not necessarily dawdle on the morality of things too much.
That's part of why I storm out of that church, for example. And
Yeah, well, that's just what I'm wondering. Like, there's that situation, and also like when you got the toadstool poisoning, for example. Like, I'm just trying to figure out for myself, because it says like Harper agents are trained to act alone and depend on their own resources. When they get into scrapes, they don't count on their fellow Harpers to rescue them. Right? So many times when you've been hurt or injured, you're like, "Oh, I'm okay. Don't worry about it." And I was wondering if you're just being a nice guy who doesn't want to be bothered, if that was playing to this. Anyway,
so it's part. I mean, it's part of it. It's part of how I tried to form the character.
That's cool. I'm so rigid right now. All right, continue.
And for the record, just still outside the game. So what was originally planned, guys, was for Rob and Jesse to have this built into their characters by force from me, like by request, and because they were going to be believed to be, like a come and go force. As it turns out, they become like staunch and beloved party members, right? So it's interesting how that changes. But they've taken their own identities well beyond just the framework of being these agents as well, which is what you'd want to see, right? So all I'll say is the only request was, hey, this is what, can you guys do this? Research this, can you be these people? And then build it from there. So that's what they've been doing. And obviously they've grown to be beyond like just, what would you say, like supporting actors, which is good, which is what we want, I think, overall.
Yeah, and truth be told, we all had our own agendas.
Of course.
We all happen to be thrown together.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's to be said, like, if anyone doesn't feel comfortable with our agenda, like, we also understand. And, you know, no one has to lay down their life to figure out what's going on in Daggerford on our account. But we do want to help you if you want to get out and survive as well.
Mm. So, Rob, are you suggesting that what brought you to Daggerford was this agency to begin with? Is that seems like what you just had said there?
Well, we were. I have to be careful with how much I reveal, because, like, there are some things that, you know, will remain secret about our organization to protect the organization itself. But we were tasked with this region to determine what's going on with the power changes in the region. There were stories of authoritarianism, stories of seizing of control, of hardships for the people. So we were tasked to come figure out what's going on. And we found a slaving ring, so that was our first thing.
Right. Yep. And you made contact with the ranger Elia, who also had found that on her own accord, I believe. And you guys, that is how you ended up coming to that place in that penultimate moment of the battle underneath and above Magain, or sorry, in the tunnels and above those tunnels as well, right?
Yeah. So since then, it's been trying to gather information, discern what the problem is, and I think we've identified that sufficiently enough to, you know, start trying to solve it. That being said, I think we need allies. I think we need a safe place for us to rest and, you know, be able to return to. That's not in a tavern, and I'm looking around. That's not in a tavern with ears and eyes on us.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
Sounds good to me.
Okay, give me just one quick second, guys.
Yep.
Would we consider Grumpsh an ally at this point in time?
I think Grumpsh could be an ally, but I don't know if he's in control or if he thinks he's in control.
Okay, guys. So, so there are specific. I don't want to overstep my bounds as a narrator here too, because this is your guy, Rob, Jesse. This is your, you know, this is what I asked you guys to do, and you guys have played it perfectly. But so there are specific places that Harpers do operate from, bases of operations, if you will. Some are, like, as Rob already said, some are significant and known, like, you know, not known, but like they are significant spaces where they work from, and some can be just like little stopovers, like rest stops for information and whatever. But now, I guess my request would be, my thought would be now, how do I put this? Is what kind of contact do you want to make? Like, do you want to, like, did you have a place in mind, Rob, for example? As I look at the map and look at where the holds that I know of are.
So I haven't looked at a map, so I don't know. I know of one that's outside of Daggerford. I know there may be some local businesses which may be part of our network. But a lot can change in 40 days. So I would need to either ask around, or I would need to maybe explore a little.
And we'd prefer to go outside the city, I'm assuming.
Sorry, what was that?
we prefer to go outside the city as opposed to what might be around the city for the stash.
I mean, so this could be some. I don't know, Alex, if you want me to roll for this, but am I aware of, like, do I recall if there was a business or an area, maybe a district within Daggerford that had an establishment which I could go to?
Rob, for what it's worth, I'm going to send you, first of all, this is not going to directly answer your question, but do check our like Discord between each other. Just, I'm going to send you
Okay.
just a bit of operation. A bit of notes about the larger structure, larger locales of the organization.
Okay, cool.
And do apologize for the formatting, but just for the record, and yes, you can roll on something local, but for the record, just in case, because we didn't all, like, I didn't give you guys specific things to read or whatever. So just for the record, that's some stuff that you may find useful. These are Harper affiliated locales.
Are any of those within like a day?
That's the question. I would say no.
Okay.
But let's.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay,
think
that's
any
good
of
to
those
know. That's good to know, though.
Yeah. Sorry to kind of be meta here, guys.
Yeah, I think so. So what I'm thinking is that, like, there may be a local business that I recall. Once again, like, it wouldn't be a place we would go unless we really needed to. And then also on the outskirts of town, I do think there is a small cache, which could include like kind of like a hatch and maybe almost like a bunker type or a cave type thing, but also it could just be a hole in the ground. I've never actually seen it myself.
Right. Now, I will ask that that you do roll a recollection test, Sal and
Like
Gal.
History, maybe?
Yeah, history, because you have been trained as to these locations, but this was some time ago. This was when you were not even yet an agent in service. So I'm gonna need rolls of history from you both.
Can I use luck points?
Yes, you can use up to 5 luck points.
Okay, I'm going to use all 5 luck points.
Okay.
So I have a roll of 11 for history.
With the luck points?
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, Gal?
Sorry, 13 total.
Any luck added?
No luck added.
Okay.
Um,
So let me just consult my map here based on that. I had some of this prepped, but not 100%. Nor did I think I'd be pulling it out now, which is the beauty of it. Let's see here.
Would you say, Sal and Gal, that you guys are agents of change?
Say the title. I think we're agents, and together our party can be agents of change.
Good answer.
All right, let me see. Sorry here, guys. I do apologize for the delay. Good question, Sean.
It's okay. You could be
Alrighty,
not
so-
here at all. Kyle.
Yes.
I mean, can we put
Okay,
his
so-
can I make a proposition that we put Elia's meditating corpse inside the coffin and we leave the coffin here for them?
That's not a bad idea. So-
that would throw Keller for a loop.
Yeah, just Elliot with a boot in his face, like, fuck you.
What the hell? This isn't fan art.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. It almost reminds me of Walking Dead from the old days with Sasha in the
In the coffin,
yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just testing. I'm just looking up, trying to find the details here that I do have almost what I need, just 90% of the way there. So what I can say based on what you guys rolled, okay, is that the closest you can recall a refuge being, and unfortunately based on the roll you don't know exactly where within this area it is, but you can go to the Misty Forest, which is kind of southeast of Daggerford, I will. I'm just gonna screenshot here and show you what I mean. I'll post it in Discord for everybody to see. Just give me one moment here. But yes, the Misty Forest you can go to. There is some Harper like way station if you want to. If like you won't know what's gonna be there because you didn't roll high enough. But you recall the Misty Forest as an option, and that will be
Cool.
about a day and a half journey to the Misty Forest. But once in the forest, who knows?
So yeah, the closest we can recall is a way station in the Misty Forest, day and a half ride, which should provide us refuge and still allow us to be close enough to Daggerford to, come back into town as needed or communicate with people who are in Daggerford or whatever we want to do.
Right.
No.
My
but
apologies, guys. I'm just talking amongst yourselves while I get this map chunk for you guys.
Kella did tell us to leave town, but leave the caravan. You don't think us running out of town with the caravan and horses will not draw attention? If they even allow us to leave, we're not going to be... I assume there's going to be some sort of resistance on our way out. What can we do
We're
to
leaving
counter
the
this?
caravan, aren't we?
Not if we want to take the body.
No,
and
you're
put it
gonna
in
go
the
get the
cache.
body. We're gonna go get the body now and put it somewhere.
Yeah, he said, whatever you have and you can
everything
take
and
on
go.
your backs. So I think if you can put the body in like a sack or something.
That's right.
So we're going to leave town without our caravan and horses and just with the body, basically. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that still a day and a half by foot?
Well, I'm about to introduce the consideration here. I just need
You're
to show
a
you guys the
strong
map. Apologies. On
I'm
the
a strong
delay.
warrior.
But
That doesn't help us with a day and a half on foot, though. I can carry the body. That's not the problem here.
oh, can I not post just a picture into Discord? Do I need to?
Yeah, you
does it need
can.
to be-
Plus, we have to assume that our every move is being watched as well.
Damn, I thought I could. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this will work. Okay. Okay, guys. I mean, there's Almo, but that's not important. Yeah. So if you scroll up,
Okay,
you can
yeah.
see the place in question here. So here's the issue at hand: is the trade way is like one of the most common routes. It's the quickest route because it's a trade way. It's it's made up. You can cut through if you see this orange mountainous area here. You could theoretically cut through there and cut the time off and evade the evade the very public tradeway that runs from Waterdeep through Daggerford and so on. But there's no telling what sort of difficulty might be in cutting through that space there. If you see what I'm pointing out, you can't see where my finger is, but you see this orange section
Yeah.
above Misty here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a series of rivers, marshlands, mountainous regions, all kinds of what you might call like untamed terrain. You can cut there, and it would only be a half-day journey if you were able to fly through that land. The thing is, you
Plus,
won't
it
be.
looks like there's an old trail or dirt road right through the middle of that too.
Right, it does. Or that could be a mountainous ridge. I'm no cartographer, but that's going to depend on dice, I would think. So
Roll
the
the
question
dice.
do you take Tradeway for the day and a half of public ride, or do you cut through the difficult terrains, cutting it to half-day journey if you were able to like fly there, right? So it's going to be more than half a day is what I'm implying, but could be worth it for the subterfuge or could be not worth it for the danger.
I mean, I think we have people here who could navigate the terrain between
Of course,
Trix
one of them is
and
incapacitated. but yeah.
Herzog. Yeah. I think it's worth trying.
The elf does have, for what it's worth, forest affinity too. So if she's able to snap out of the elongated elven trance at some point, it might be of use. But it seems to be that she will not be of use in the initial portion of this journey.
And
So-
I'm very good at nature myself.
This dirt path you're speaking of down the center, it is indeed a ridge. If you look, you have like that's not a road, but you have the stream that goes up like to the right of Daggerfoot there. That there is raised ground with the trade paths going into the woods, and then you have the lowered portion. So it really seems like you can either take a lower path or a higher path, but neither seem more. At least based on this, neither seems more like
Yeah,
treacherous.
there's a river that runs through that brownish region, the swampland region, I would say, or the mountainous terrain.
Runs through it.
You know, that's one way. Like the Misty Forest itself, as you can see, is kind of tucked away there, like itself edging like what looks like a ridge on its east side, on the forest's east side. Now you could, like I said, take the tradeway, and you'll have a fairly easy time, physically speaking, of getting through there.
I like the idea of trying the going along the upper ridge to maintain the high ground, and
So,
but I don't know
So
what everyone else feels.
I wish I could draw on this picture right now, but I don't think I'm able to.
If you look at my live screen,
I think upper one
do you
looks
see my
better.
mouse moving on the shared screen?
Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, I could probably just share mine too, right? Should have done that.
You
Do I
could,
need to
yeah.
Click on your live. Oh, there it is, Sean. Okay,
Click
I see
watch
it.
stream, yeah.
You don't have to watch stream in Discord. I shared
Oh.
in Discord. I
saw
shared
it.
it, but
I see it now. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like click watch stream on Discord.
Yeah, that's like a river. I wonder if we could get like a boat or something and row up the river.
It's possible.
that'll be against the current though, right? Because one would assume that the current
Yeah.
goes down and runs
It's going to the
into.
tributaries, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, flowing down into the lake here.
Yeah, that'd be the Sword Coast. That'd be the Sword Coast
Yeah.
ocean.
Sea, I guess it is. Yeah.
But there is little. But it seems like along the trade route here on the lower run, there is little. I don't know if you guys see my mouse or not, but
yeah,
this
there's
here,
like a little
this
stream
here
that
is
can
little
take us
water
halfway
streams.
at
Yeah,
least.
that's not a path. That's the ridge.
I know, but I feel it's
No,
better
but there's like little
on that ridge,
streams.
no?
It looks like.
Yeah, we
On
can,
top of the
we
ridge,
can
no?
easily traverse that, all of us, to shave off some time.
Sorry, I can't see jack shit. So, and my Discord's now freezing because I tried to watch this. So I might have a technical difficulty in coming, but feel free to continue discussing it or whatever. But I'm gonna give you two options as a DM. Okay, tradeway.
The tradeway is the red lines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the red
yeah.
road. That's a very common and popular road
The main road.
for
Yeah.
bandits and merchants and all kinds of whatnots. Then there's the sort of off the beaten track. You could take a bit and a bit though, as you see. Like, let's say you took the tradeway down beyond just the tip of that, the Brownlands. There's like a little dip of
Mhm.
green off into the Misty Forest, right? You see what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Yeah.
you take the tradeway down, and then you.
Oh, there goes Alex.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what is everyone thinking in terms of like, what would you prefer?
I think to stay off the beaten path would be preferable.
I mean, we are traveling with a corpse, so and no horse and buggy.
Well, we might be able to get like a mule or something on the outskirts. Maybe pay a farmer like, a silver piece or something and throw it on a mule. Get like a cart.
We're gonna find another carpet to put this guy in.
Damn, yeah, we should have kept that
Let's
carpet.
go buy a
I
cheaper
think we lost-
carpet.
I think we lost Bale's audio again.
Oh no, sorry, Bale.
Oh, What the?
Yeah, we
no.
can't. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
And Alex is trying to come back.
Okay.
Oh, can hear you now.
I think
Yeah.
maybe that rough terrain would be a better choice.
How about now? There we go. All right.
Hello.
Yeah.
There. Now we're just waiting for
Rough terrain.
the DM to come back.
I don't think the rough terrain will be quicker though.
What do you want to do? The tradeway?
It's
Or halfway?
it's hard to say, but I don't think there in this scenario. I don't know if there is like necessarily a better way. Like the rough, like the reason why that Brownland, it looks like kind of like a rocky. Like I don't know D&D cartography, but it looks kind of like mountainous range, like rocky, so hard to traverse, and potentially home to monsters that we might not be ready to
Sounds like adventure.
fight.
I like the sound of adventure. Is just think that the tradeway leads us open to being followed way easier.
Scene.
I mean, they told us
Too, yeah.
they told us that we can leave. So
Yes, but to leave
Without the body.
wagon and the coffin, right?
which we're doing.
If we can find a way to just leave the coffin in a place where, because again, Aljack said likely we're being watched. So we jump into the wagon. We make sure that what we're doing, we hide taking the body out.
Right.
We reseal the coffin. We make a public show of us leaving this coffin somewhere in, I don't know, a back alley or whatever. And then that way we at the very least get to leave with our wagon.
That's my thinking too. That we would certainly leave with the caravan, just not with the coffin in it, right?
You did tell us
And then
not to.
hopefully that buys us enough time because we've left the coffin and they'll be like, excellent. No need to follow them because they've left what we asked for. They pop open the coffin. Oh, it's empty. Bamboozled. And we're already gone.
In it.
If we
But
take,
if we're on the tradeway, they can always find us easier.
we won't be able to
Yeah,
take the
that's-
horse and
that's
buggy
the
off the
trade-off.
tradeway. I don't think
No,
so.
no, we'd have to go tradeway for taking.
But he also said not to take the horse and buggy. So
Well, I
either
think
way,
because
We
the
just-
coffin was in it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't want our shitty horse and buggy. I think he just wants the contents of it, which is the coffin, the sarcophagus.
I wonder, do we have any knowledge or spell magic that can maybe, or do we have something? It doesn't even have to be magic. It can just be chains or something. Can we make it difficult to get into this coffin to buy us a little extra time?
I don't think I have anything that could do
Yeah, I
that.
definitely don't have anything like that.
I don't think I took anything that would help me.
Hi guys. What did I miss? It sounds like a great conversation. Appreciate you filling that technical gap.
We're just deciding which way to go.
Okay.
Probably gonna be the tradeway by sounds of it now.
I think the idea is that we're going to publicly make a scene of it, drop off the coffin somewhere, and then blow our way out of town with the caravan and horses and take the tradeway because we can't go off-road with the horses and caravan.
I feel like we should leave the caravan.
It will be longer our route, though, if we do that.
We could take the horses.
Yeah.
Wait, how many horses do we have? It was 2, right?
2, yeah.
Yeah.
We can try to get a couple
Used to
more, or
carry
like
our
some mules or something, like on the
cargo.
outskirts at a farm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is interesting. I will leave you guys to decide precisely what it is that you finalize on, and I'll take it from there when you guys have the plan.
So Alex, you
I like
were
rocky terrain with the
So-
horse and with just the horses.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No.
He said, sorry, say that again.
Oh. I said I like going through the rocky part, but probably just with horses, not with the wagon.
Okay.
It'd be too difficult.
Everyone in favor of the public
Anybody
tradeway
else?
pass, and anybody. Let's go. Hands up for those who wish to travel by tradeway.
Look at all these scribbles.
Oh, there's some lovely scribbles.
So nobody wants tradeway. Okay, good.
Anybody want tradeway? I didn't see any hands.
Okay, so we take the horses and go up the mysterious mountainy, rocky path, whatever.
Right.
Stick to the high ground, the top of the ridge, because
So you're gonna leave
It's
the
more
wagon.
dramatic that way.
yeah, you have to have the high ground.
Yeah.
Can 2 horses carry all of us, though?
No, it's just to carry the.
The
Yeah,
gear.
but we all. Okay, so we're still moving on foot then. We're not moving any faster technically.
No,
Okay.
No.
but
So
the
in that case, we
distance
can.
can be taped off,
In
potentially.
that case, we can drape the corpse like over the back of the horse, and put a
Cloak
rug
on it.
over him.
No, we already got rid of the rug.
And look how important
Wait,
it
is
was.
there a
Well, we
rug
have
in our room?
So what we did before when we took the rug off, I got some like blankets. I think last time,
Yeah, you did.
yeah, to cover it up, so we could just wrap it in that,
Right.
or it already is like covered in that, so it won't
Right,
look.
make it look like a saddlebag bedroll on the back
Yeah.
of a horse. Yeah.
And what about trying to seal this coffin slightly more? Are we just gonna like try tying it a lot or something? Is there something we can do?
You can always go to the smithy. The hell was his name? What the hell was that dwarf's name? I got it
Can we-
somewhere.
Can we trust him? Can we trust him though in this moment in time?
I don't
It's
know.
a little
That's up to you
conspicuous
guys.
going to have a coffin. I think
Can
if
I
we're
get
gonna,
like 10-foot chain, please?
yeah, if I'm gonna seal it, I think it has to be like here and now. I don't think we have much time or like leverage within
Well,
the
you
community.
see, you grind Elia to a fine paste. Quite sticky.
Okay, so I have an idea then. All right, we bring the carriage to the north end of Daggerford. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I'm seeing the tradeway passes straight through Daggerford.
It
Correct.
does, all the way to Waterdeep and
Yeah.
beyond. Yes.
So we take the carriage to the north end of Daggerford, where we leave it off in a corner somewhere, so they have to waste some time trying to find it. We go back down through Daggerford south, leave on the tradeway, and then loop around to the east, back up north where we catch the way. Thus trying to make it seem like we've left on the tradeway and hoping that buys us the little bit of time we need to kind of bamboozle them into thinking that we're on the tradeway.
So you're saying, and correct me if I'm wrong. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I like that. I like the plan is well spoken as well. But correct me if I'm wrong. There's a little piece of like there's that little leaflet of green off the tradeway to Misty. Is that the one you're talking about? To
No,
loop
so
back or no?
I'm talking about literally leaving the carriage to the north gate of Daggerford,
Right, that part I get. Yeah.
and then as soon as we exit the south gate,
Mm-hmm.
we provided we're doing this under the cover of night, right? We then exit the south gate and immediately hook a left
Okay.
back up, and that's when we make our way east to the ridge. So that way it looks like we're leaving through the south gate, and hopefully
Okay, leaving on the
they'll
south.
assume that we've taken the tradeway if they choose to follow us, right? If they crack the coffin
Yeah.
open and the body's not there.
Right, but you actually intend to go east into the mountainous region where that river
Yes.
runs through at that.
Up to the ridge and then take the ridge into the misty forest.
Okay. Not a bad plan.
I have an.
Everyone.
I have another
go ahead.
idea.
Go ahead.
Is there any way we could like avalanche this our caravan with the coffin in it? It'll take them a while to move all the rocks. It would take some time.
You mean like
Like either
Send
like
it
put a
down.
house on it. I don't care what you guys want to think about, but like you know what I mean. Like it would just take them a while to uncover this coffin, and we would
I
be
mean,
like
we
gone.
can just light the we between all of us. I think we could probably like blow this thing up if we really want to.
The coffin.
I'm down.
I mean, I think at least one of us has a fireball.
Dragon breath it and torch everything that's wood. But
But if they know what's going on, they're gonna know.
Like I said, it could look like an accident. Like oh shit, we fucked up. This avalanche fell. I guess we're gonna leave. We could have been leaving with it. You know what I mean? Like trying to make a getaway, but the body's already like on our horse, and it avalanches. No.
To like block the path you're talking about, right? Kind of.
Yeah,
thing?
like something. I don't know. Like
make a
I'm
barricade.
trying to give out some ideas. I don't know.
Yeah. Now you guys are presuming though that what people are hearing you plant, like so the only contact you guys have had was Keller asking you guys to leave, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So the presumption is that this is a citywide sort of requested operation on their behalf to get you guys out of here?
No, but I think you just
I
wanted
think
to
the
be,
base presumption is
we
just
want it to
that
be
we
public
are being
when we
watched.
leave, right? Like so that
Okay.
so if there's anybody who is in the city knows that we're going, kind of thing.
Right, right.
Well, Reginald's certainly watching us. We know that for sure.
With his hard fellow.
I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a few other spies as well. So they'd be seeing
I wonder-
everything anyway.
I wonder where Grump stands and all that.
Well, I'm sure he's put them up to it. Because I would assume they're working for Grumsh, not someone else unseen. But we don't know that for sure either, because we don't know if Grumsh is the boss
But-
or if he's a laggy for somebody else.
If we go with the tale of the body snatchers, if we decide to blow up or like torch the coffin, sorry, wouldn't somebody be able to know that we didn't actually kill the actual body, like the actual host? If that is indeed what we're dealing with.
If
I mean,
it's-
I don't know if anybody actually knows we have like a coffin. I think they just know we have shit in a caravan that might be of value and might, be from that house.
I think Keller knows. I think somebody knows because he specifically said leave the coffin. He
I
didn't
don't know
say.
if he said coffin. I think he just said like leave with what you have like on your backs. Like
Oh, he specified coffin. I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe I heard it in my head, but I'm pretty sure he specified coffin.
I'm also pretty sure I heard the whispering.
I don't know.
words
It's
of
been a long
coffin
40
and-
days, so I'm not sure.
I can just for ease of narrative, I can confirm that he knows about the coffin.
Yeah,
There.
which means he
Shit.
probably knows about the somebody has to know. Somebody in this grand scheme of things has to know what's inside this coffin.
Yes, I think we just leave it without worrying about torching it or anything else, and do what Bale said. That backtracking was a good idea.
Yeah, to try and mislead them,
Yeah.
send them
Yeah.
on the wrong.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that.
So you're doing this now, then, before daybreak?
Can we get like a few hours of sleep? Can we do like a
Yeah,
short
can we
rest
get
at least?
a short rest at least?
Yeah, you can. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. How does the short rest? I think the wizard gets spells back on short rest. Does every magic user though? I'm not clear.
No,
on
it's only some things.
that. I think
I do.
wizard does. Okay.
And then you get to roll hit dice if you want. I mean, if we have
What is that?
time, we should do like,
Email roll hit dice.
Yeah.
Is that appealing?
like how much? Like what time is it right now?
I would say
9:30.
after this long conversation. No, he means like in the world.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah.
I'd say after this long conversation, I would say you got back from the trade deal at like 3 a.m. I would say.
Okay. I don't think we have time for a long rest. I think
Right,
so.
and I
Short
would
rest.
say
Jesse just found it. It's at least 1 hour duration.
Yeah, I would say you have like 2 hours now tops before it's 6 a.m. So let's say it's 4 a.m. You have had an hour long or more conversation. Let's just say an hour or so, and you guys have a chance to catch a couple winks at best. No time for a long rest, I would agree, if you're planning to move quickly on this.
We could try to once we get to a ridge, we could try to find like a little place to rest.
An
actually
alcohol
take a long
camp,
rest,
set a
yeah.
campsite, yeah. Are there any provisions you guys need? You're gonna have a chance to pick that up at any shops. Or anything
I
like
mean, I
that?
still have enough rations. I think for like I think still have like 6 or 8 or something.
And the orc is able to forage, correct?
Yes.
Yep. Yes, I am.
There,
Twice
see,
a day, I
so-
believe.
There.
Okay. So is this afoot? This is happening then?
The game is afoot.
It's
Okay.
I think it's happening.
So Rob, can you clarify what you meant by rolling hit dice during a short rest? Just to
So
just
it's
I know.
if somebody needs to replenish HP on a short rest, you can roll hit dice,
Okay.
which lets you and you have a maximum number of hit dice per short rest that you can roll, and then they get replenished on a long rest. So it's a way for like if you're in a dungeon and you have like these 1 hour breaks here and there, you can replenish some health.
You get some health back. Okay. Now, I'm assuming each class rolls different hit dice.
Yeah, so it'd be like it's kind of like for example,
Kinda like
Jesse's is like a
you-
1d10 plus 2 is what she gets for
Right.
hit dice,
Right.
and she has 2 that she can roll maximum.
Okay, and what are the health situations? Does anybody need HP gain? I think Jesse, you do, right? Or
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately, Jesse, your max HP, I believe, is still capped
It is
from the
50.
vampire. Yeah, because you did not have a long rest to clear that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that will still remain in effect for you. Anybody else? Does anybody else know that they're injured right now? Off the top of your heads, or off the top of
I
your head?
think I'm missing 2 HP if I'm not mistaken, but
Yeah. You can roll your hit dice in that case then. Clear that up. I can look that up in the handbook here. Make sure
I
can-
just need to roll for my divination.
Well, you only get that at long rest, don't you?
No, it just says just after a rest. Doesn't say long.
Doesn't say that. Okay.
See if I can find it written anymore here. Let's see.
I mean, we could always just proceed, and then if there was anything that's relevant that says like resets with a short rest, we can just reset it if it comes up.
Right. True.
Because it doesn't sound like many of us need to like replenish health or anything.
yeah, I think you're full health, eh?
I'm full health, I think, but I had like those new things,
Oh, your
The
key.
key
my
points,
key or
yeah.
whatever. That I don't know if I had to like rest for that to come back.
I will look that up quickly
I-
here for you.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's rest or if it was just by day, but
I'm not sure.
I'm looking it up. Key, starting at second level, blah, 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 blah. You can spend points. When you spend a key point, it's unavailable until you finish a short or long rest.
Okay, so
At the
All
end
of your
of
points?
which you draw all expended key points back into yourself. However, you must spend 30 minutes of the short rest or long rest in order to regain those by meditating. So you don't get to go to actual sleep until 30 minutes of key meditation are done in your case.
but how long were you
Sure.
resting for? An hour
What did I say? I think I said
or
It's an
2
hour.
hours?
yeah, an hour. So you're gonna get a half hour sleep only. So you might be a little more prone to
Tired.
fatigue there as the day goes on. I'll advise you if that comes to pass.
Okay.
Is that something you want to do, or do you want to forego your key point recharge? Up to you.
No, I think I'll recharge. Why not?
Okay. And you guys are aware that Elia is still in a catatonic meditation state at this point.
yeah, we're gonna leave his body in the coffin. We already said that.
Oh, okay. Whatever you do, it's like, so yeah, you aren't in the group anymore. You're actually in a coffin that is about to be assailed by 17 officials.
You're on your own, buddy.
Yeah.
Can we retire? Can we kill Grumsh in the future? Can Urzog become the new Grumsh, and then we can recruit Reginald Hartfell into the group, and I'll play as Reginald.
You'll play as Reginald. I mean, anything's possible in D&D, man. Anything is possible in D&D, bro. You want to become Reginald, eh? You made that strong of an impression on you that you just want to be Reginald?
Oh, he left a hard fellow in impression. Big old mushroom tattoo.
All right, okay.
What?
Yeah.
He scrubbed you in all the right places.
All the right places. I've never had a shower so
Vigorous.
vigorous and what's the word I'm looking for?
Life altering.
I was gonna say accurate, but that's not the good word. Like, didn't miss a single spot. You know, very
Yeah,
Touch all the
thorough.
right places.
very thorough.
I don't know how Reginald's gonna feel if he's overhearing this right now, but
Thorough Jones, you might say.
Thorough Joe.
That sounds like a new NPC.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like an Alex NPC character.
It does. Call me Thorough. Thorough Joe.
With Garrison Swallows.
Yeah. Rip. Okay, guys.
Got the boot.
So you guys know what's up. So in which case, I'll proceed with the narration thereof. And I may request moments. I may run this portion more like a bit of a display novel as like a montage, so to speak. because you guys have set in motion. You guys have set the plan of what you want, and now my duty, I feel, as a DM, is to not waste your time a ton when you know kind of what you want to do, and then I'll just introduce wrinkles if and when they are required. So everyone's in agreement with Derek's proposition there, Bale's proposition that they swing back and then take the ridge line all the way to the ridge of the Misty Forest and then proceed inward after dropping the wagon off at the
have we done the hour rest yet, or that's still to come?
I'm assuming that you guys are okay with everything. I was assuming it was coming and going as fast.
Because I need to roll my 2 dice then.
Go ahead then.
Okay. And you want to mark this down, right? What I roll?
Yep.
Jesse 2 has to heal, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Both are 9s.
Both are 9s, eh? Okay.
Yeah. So I got to mark that down too.
Yeah. So you have dual 9 dice to
Dual
apply
9
to
dice.
any D20.
And then I guess I can add luck points to the rolls as I see fit.
Possibly, unless you are applying the 9 to an enemy, then you would not be able to roll luck points on that.
Right. No, I meant to me. Or to
Right.
whoever I assign them to. Okay.
No, but yeah, it can only be luck points can only be used for a friendly purpose, like for your
Right.
own purposes,
You
because
know,
that's
what-
your
that's what I meant,
inherent
yeah.
luck.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Not good rolls, but
So the rest going into the register here. So long night of conversation, an unexpected interruption, a brush with a former foe in terms of Sal in the hall, and he stood his ground. And I guess we're about to find out how serious some of that request it was. Looks like you guys are gonna play along as if you are afeared, to use a Witcher line, afeared into this. Into leaving. As you guys wake from just a short repose, Trix getting the least of it because Trix had to make sure that the mediation, the expressions of her monkish nature were followed properly, if that follows. And now, with very little rest, you guys are grabbing everything you can carry, and you're gonna bring the wagon to the north exit or entrance, as the case may be, of Daggerford. So as you guys are trotting towards that, again, I'm gonna display the scenes you can imagine it in a montage sense, so it's gonna move kind of quickly. As you guys are bringing it to like the muddy front fields in the early light of a 7 a.m. morning or so, or 6 a.m. morning, it's they don't have alarm clocks, so sue me. You're sort of getting ready to park the caravan, and as you're walking, there's not too much presence around Daggerford at this point, except for